Hello, hello, good morning. Very impromptu, but I decided to read from today, April 30th, from 365 days. I think I'm going to do May, then take another break. We'll see, but you'll know if I'm here tomorrow because we actually have to drive up to Colorado, but I just wanted to read today for sure. So, and we'll tap. All procrastination is fear. Elizabeth Gilbert. Glory, hallelujah. Someone is finally expressing what procrastination is. It is so often seen as a pathology to be eradicated from my being. But procrastination is fear. On an unconscious level, I am attempting to protect myself. I might have a fear of being seen because I was publicly humiliated when I was a child and made an unconscious vow to never be seen. In this way, I am protecting my wounded child from further harm. I can take anything that I procrastinate about and find fear below the surface. There is another opinion. There is another option, though, that needs to be addressed around procrastination. Sometimes I procrastinate about something because it doesn't resonate with me. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just that it's non-resonant, and I have something else I prefer instead. As well, procrastination isn't a pathology that needs to be overcome. It's either protecting me from something my inner child fears, or my adult self just plain doesn't resonate with what's being dished up. Either way, I'm so ready to release the belief that procrastination is something lazy people do. Thought for the day: what if today I can remind myself if I'm procrastinating about something, it's because I'm either trying to protect my inner child or it doesn't resonate with me. And I've talked about this on here before, and it's so important to think about non-resonance. I just don't think this can be said enough. Repetition is the mother of skill, so it's always a great reminder. Because I've had that where I'll blame myself for everything. Oh, I'm procrastinating. Oh, I'm not doing it. And I've really unhooked from that because I realize now if I'm not doing something, yeah, I'll look below the surface. Am I really procrastinating about something? Hey, Ruth. Or is it really, it just doesn't freaking resonate with me? And needs to be space for that. Instead of, I'm procrastinating, therefore it's this pathology that I've got to get over. And instead of like, no, this doesn't resonate with me. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I was in a coaching program. I was a coach there. And the guide of it was telling everyone, if you're not doing all these different things that I'm telling you to do, you're in resistance. And then when I would have private calls with the clients I had, some of them would go, I don't like doing that, but I feel bad about myself because, if I'm not doing it, apparently I'm in resistance. And I thought, no, it probably is just not resonating with you. It's not the thing that you want to do because we're not cookie cutter. Somebody might like Abraham Hicks, they do grid work. Somebody might love that. Somebody else is like, I can't stand it, but I like doing this instead. And the key to me is to tune into the body always. The body never lies. The body speaks so much to us. So you can go into the body and say, I'm procrastinating, and feel it in your body. So let's do this together right now. And then we're going to tap. Hey, Barbara. Ruth and Barbara, that's who I can tell is here. So take a breath, close your eyes, and go into the body. And as best you can, try and suspend the rational mind, the emotional mind. We're just gonna ask this question and see what happens in your body. So call up something. Maybe you have something, maybe you don't right now, but something that you're like, I'm not really getting that done. And maybe there's some judgment, and just take a couple more breaths and say, I'm procrastinating about this. And notice what happens in your body. Because what can happen is that little blip of a voice that resonates and says, no, I just don't want to do it. Or, yeah, I am procrastinating. If we go to the body, it's huge. And you might not, it can take time. You might not know it right away. But to feel into it, feel it in your body. Like, where's that thought? I'm procrastinating. Is it in my gut? Is it in my throat? Is it in my chest? And then you can take it a step further. If this, let's say your chest is tight. Let's say your chest is tight. I'm procrastinating about this. I feel this tightness in my chest. So if that tightness in your chest had a voice, what might it say? It might say, I'm telling myself I'm procrastinating, but I kind of don't want to do it. Like, it doesn't resonate with me. Or you might get that like, oh, something just doesn't feel safe. Yeah, I'm procrastinating, but I just don't feel safe. So tuning into the body is huge. I feel like I'm procrastinating. Now I wonder why. Yeah, you feel it right this moment, Barbara. You're saying I feel like I'm procrastinating. So can you tell me a little bit more about that? You can type it in. Is it you right this moment? You're like, oh, I'm procrastinating. Or is it? And listen to the self-talk. Oh, I'm procrastinating again. I'm not getting that done again. I see it like, they've done the extension on taxes, and every day. I've kind of done my part with the taxes, but my husband's like, every day, I'm going to get taxes done. I'm going to get it 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 done. And the other thing is he's more of a clutch player. I kind of am too, meaning when a deadline's right there, he'll get it done. But if we beat ourselves up for that and make ourselves wrong, like, well, I just got to wait for deadlines. I need deadlines and then I get it done. You might learn something. We can learn something about ourselves instead of the, mea culpa, beating myself up. So let's tap. So karate chop. Even though I am not sure, am I procrastinating? Or does this thing just not resonate with me? I choose to honor my truth right now. Even though I have this thing I need to get done, but I'm not doing it. Maybe it doesn't feel safe. I choose to honor my truth right now. Even though I am so behind, trying to open this up more. I'm so behind. I'm letting other things take priority. But that's what I learned to do. Everyone else's needs matter more than mine. I choose to acknowledge my truth right now. I am procrastinating. And what's below the surface here? If I had to guess, what am I protecting myself from? What might I be afraid of? Whether I'm procrastinating or not, what if the question is, what might not feel safe about taking a step forward? What might feel, sorry, I just had a brain fart there. What might feel scary about taking a step forward? Either way, I am trying to protect myself. That wounded child in me who learned fear so long ago. when it comes to studying, I get nervous and I freeze up. What could be below the surface? If I had to guess, I freeze up about studying because, and see if anything comes. Something's really not safe for me here. Maybe I made an unconscious vow to be loyal to everyone but myself. But what if I could start to see procrastination for what it is? Self-protection in some form. And what if that's the best place to start? I'm just protecting myself somehow. And for some reason. And I may not know what that is now. But what if, by releasing some of the judgment of self, that I rain down on myself about this? What if then there's the space for the answers I need to come? And what if that's all I have to do right now? Is tap through the judgment of self about this belief that I'm procrastinating, therefore doing something wrong. But below the surface, I'm self-protecting. And what if I could honor this about me? Even just 1% for now. And take a breath. Yeah, the old, so Natalie, that would be, did anything come up for you about like, I freeze up. I freeze up about studying because what? I shared this, I don't know if I shared this on the certification call or not, but I shared it on a call. Barbara, you can remind me. I've noticed this thing that I have, like my husband will just ask me to do something. And I'm like, what? I need jerk. So often it's like, yeah, okay, what do you need? Or I might be in the other room and he calls me and I drop what I'm doing and I go in there. And I've really started to see that. And I catch myself and I go, I'm not going in there. He can come to me. If he needs something, he can come to me. And it's a practice because I am so wired from my childhood in that, especially growing up Catholic. It's, they tell you jump, you go how high, or if you don't, you're going to get beaten. So I realized that's where it's like, oh, so starting to unhook from. And when so my husband and I were having this conversation, he's like, why can't you just be chill about when I ask you? And I'm like, I don't know, there's something there. I clearly can't be. And then I came to me, this is what came to me in my tapping session, myself. Spontaneity. So that's a spontaneous thing, like, hey, can you stop what you're doing and help me? Or can you do this? Hey, I need your help. And one part of me as a kid the kid in me feels disregarded, like what I'm doing is important. Like, why should I drop everything? But when you were told to jump in Catholic school, it was literally a how high. Your needs weren't important. So I discovered that. And then this is the other piece, is spontaneity, which is very spontaneous. Hey, can you come help me with this? Hey, can you do this when you're ready? Spontaneity was dangerous in my family. Very dangerous. There was spontaneity all over the place. It was a free-for-all. And it never felt safe. So that was this huge epiphany that I had. So it gave me some insight into that. Yeah, okay, good, Barbara. I did talk about that I thought it was a certification call, so you get to hear it again. And it was such an insight to go, oh my God, like that's what it is. Spontaneity is dangerous. So judgment when it comes to studying. Yeah. You too, Ruth, you're studying now too? And then, yeah, so Natalie, like, there's a reason. So the nervous system goes into freeze mode. Oh my God, I hated studying. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. Because I couldn't grasp a lot of the material. I read every single word, but I couldn't, my comprehension was really bad. And I told myself there was something wrong with me, and I totally understand why my comprehension wasn't good. But it was this deep judgment, like there's just something really wrong with me. You know, everybody else seems to be doing this, but not me. And then, Barbara, for you, I'm trying to, oh, there it is. It finally let me hit the see more. Oh, you feel like there's fear there. So if you had to guess, I'm afraid to finish. I'm afraid to catch up. I'm afraid to complete this. I think it might be more of because if I complete this, that means what? Or I'm afraid to finish it because what might happen? Is there some expectation that's being placed on yourself about it? Like, I got to do something with it. What if I do this and then I don't do anything with it? I think what's coming up is I need to give so much time to this, overwhelmed, that I need to get the little things done. Yeah, so if I'm hearing this right, Barbara, so like the little baby steps, and you know, we talked about this on the certification call. I was like, did I not give enough content? And then people are like, oh my God, like, you know, I've got my own issues with it. Someone will pass or fail it. Oh, yeah. Wow, right? There you go. Right, pass or fail it. So what's that remind you of? When's the last time? So Barbara, for you and Ruth, when's the last time, Barbara, you felt this way? Like, what does that overwhelm remind you of? But yes, expectations that I need to be good at this. Yeah, right? And I've said this, and again, this is intellectual fodder. It doesn't mean it's going to land. But the key that I see to being a great practitioner is listening skills and really being present with someone more than anything. Really present. That does volumes to change people. But so what does that remind you of, Barbara? I gotta, what if I'm not good at this? In my whole life, I need to get stuff done to have a big block of time. Oh, do you have, like, how's the big, see, when I try to do that, this is curious, Barbara. When I was putting the certification together, I was telling myself, all day Saturday and all day Sunday, I'll work on it. Oh my God, that felt like a prison sentence. So then I'd be like, Marti, how about you get one segment of one module done? Like, I really had to walk myself through that, putting the whole course together. And then I would have to walk away when it wasn't feeling like, you know, I was like, I'm pushing myself here. That sucks. I don't want to do that. So there's your whole life's been pressure, lots of expectations, Barbara. So that's a really good thing to tap on, for sure. Is, you know, people expect so much from me. Yes, that is what I need to do. Yeah, that would be great. And then Ruth, thanks, Barbara. And Ruth, someone will pass or fail. What's that remind you of? When do you remember feeling this way before? And if you think about grades and passing or failing, the whole system is really set up for winners and losers. And it's really unfortunate. You know, it's really unfortunate. Time blocks would be a good step. So see, that's great. For you, it'd be a good step. Yeah. And then the thing you could do too is notice when you're sitting down to do it, like if there's resistance coming up. It's just, the beauty of resistance is it's so much information. It sucks when we're in it. I mean, I can sit here and talk about it like, oh my God, it's so beautiful because we see stuff. But when I'm in my own resistance, it pisses me off or it does all kinds of things. All of my time in school, yeah, right? Like, and the pressure in school. And Barbara, that could be part of it too. Like, this is a course or a program. It's like the pressure to get it right. And Natalie, whatever it is for you, the freezing with the studying. Last time was in grad school. Oh, Ruth, and I know something about this. I know a little background about this for you because you told me what happened with that. So that makes complete sense to me that could trigger the possibility of, say, rejection. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, and then so Barbara, another suggestion on the time block is an amount of time that you feel like, okay, it might stretch you a bit, but it doesn't feel like, I'm going to devote 8 hours to it. But if that feels light to you, like, no, I want to devote 8 hours, I'd like to really knock this out, then do that. But notice, go to the body again, light, heavy. Does that feel pressure? Does that not? Light, heavy. So I had no idea this would be such a dialogue, but it's great. So I hope that's helpful, and always going below the surface. So let's see if I'm missing something. So Natalie, for sure, check. I freeze when it comes to studying because, and what does that remind you of? When's the last time you remember feeling that way? This question's for everybody. And look through those. Those are great questions to ask because it can, and I always love it. If you had to guess, it's amazing. You can just say, well, what do you think it is? I don't know. Well, if you had to guess, what do you think it is? People more often than not come up with an answer because I think if you had to guess, it takes performance pressure off. So yeah, Ruth, that's my thought is, I'm nodding my head furiously as if you can see me. I can, Ruth. I can see you. And I'm glad that's helpful, Barbara. So it's just to remember. And if ever, like Barbara, I think about in the certification, if ever there's a great time, but I know it can feel like it sucks right now for stuff to come up, it's there. It's this program. Because this is the program to unearth that stuff. And like I said, when I went to get my certification, the thing that blew my mind is I was like, oh, and I totally, truly, genuinely, I'm like, I want to help people. But when I got there, I was like, holy crap, this is way more for me right now. Did that help me? Help people more? Absolutely. But it was like, whoa, I got some stuff I need to deal with. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, Ruth, I still see your head nodding. That's awesome. So, well, that's it for today, ladies. So have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are on this fine planet we all call home together. Yes, I totally agree. My goal was to get the tools to fix me, right? And then it's like, oh, and one other thing about that, we step on that path and we think, oh, this is going to be great. Can't tell you how many times all of a sudden you're like, this kind of feels a little bit like a shit show. Like all of a sudden, because stuff starts to come up because it's meant to be healed, but it doesn't mean it's comfortable. So I think you're doing a great job, Barbara, because stuff's coming up. That's awesome. And you too, Ruth, and you too, Natalie. So everyone have a great rest of your day and see you next time. Bye. This was fun. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. All right, bye, ladies.